Man, how time flies, right? I started this channel back in January of 2022, so technically this is my anniversary month. I have been doing videos now on this channel for an entire year, and it's kind of surreal that so many people here have chosen to follow me on this very expensive journey into the gacha genre, which, you know what, if you're interested, and I know for a fact that you are, I urge you to go ahead and watch the two videos that are listed in the end card at the end of this video, because you're not going to want to miss out on either of these two beauties. Hey, my name is Stix, and welcome back to your monthly recap of how your favorite gacha games are doing on a month-by-month basis. With the beginning of the new year comes new potential for games to rise, and ultimately for games to fall. And I'm glad to be here to condense all of this information into one easily digestible video. Before we jump into this video though, I want to take a moment here to thank today's sponsor, NIKKE got us a victory, one of 2022's biggest and arguably most entertaining releases. In celebration of the new year, NIKKE has been running a surplus of sweet events ending on January 19th. These include the New Year Gacha, where you can use 2,000 joules to do a 10-pull gacha with a guaranteed SSR waifu, the New Year 7-day login, rewarding you with recruit vouchers and other goodies for logging in each day during the event, and most importantly, Modernia, NIKKE's newest addition, a stunning new character with a very clouded past. NIKKE is a gorgeous new gacha game that has taken the world by storm, providing players with one of the most stunning cast of characters, top-tier dubs, deep, rich narratives, and a blend of real-time strategic combat. If you haven't already and are interested in downloading the game to participate in the New Year event, click that link in the description and the pinned comment below. What better way is there to start the new year than with your favorite NIKKE? Starting off the new year at number 1 is none other than Genshin Impact. Totaling both global and Chinese versions of the game, Genshin saw 3 million downloads and $127 million in total revenue across Android and iOS, an increase over last month's $117 million. Number 2 saw NIKKE once again absolutely dominating the market with a global total of 800,000 new downloads and $46 million in earnings across Android and iOS, a decrease over last month's $70 million, but it is worth noting that that was expected, as this was only its second month, and second months are always going to accrue less money. Fate Grand Order continues to hold the number 3 spot month after month, thanks to Japan. Totaling global and Japanese versions of the game, Grand Order managed 40,000 new downloads and $41 million across Android and iOS, an increase of $9 million since last month. Coming in at number 4 is Musume. Musume has held a top 5 spot for the last year straight and continues to retain an active group of whales, as with it being a Japanese exclusive gacha, it still managed 50,000 new downloads and $28 million across Android and iOS. Comparatively, it saw an increase over last month's $24 million. Raid Shadow Legends comes in at number 5 with a global total of 800,000 new downloads and $19 million across Android and iOS, an increase over last month's $17 million. Number 6 is Diablo Immortal, with global and Chinese versions totaling over 1 million new downloads and $17 million across Android and iOS devices. That is a decrease from last month's $18 million, but still far more than it should be making. Coming in at number 7 is Summoner's War, with a global total of 50,000 new downloads and $14 million across both Android and iOS. This is an increase over last month's $11 million. Surprising everyone at number 8 is Memento Mori, which amassed 170,000 new downloads in the second month of its global release and managed $12 million across Android and iOS devices. This is a decrease from last month's $16 million, but like NIKKE, was 100% expected. At number 9 is Project Sekai, with a global and Japanese total of 370,000 new downloads and $11.4 million across Android and iOS. Comparatively, that is an increase of $1.5 million over last month. At number 10 is Romancing Saga Reuniverse, again thanks largely to Japan, with a total of 25,000 new downloads and $9.2 million earned between global and Japan, across Android and iOS. That is an increase of $2 million over last month. Coming in at number 11 is the 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross. Totaling both Japan and global, there were 30,000 new downloads and $9.8 million across Android and iOS devices. This was an increase of $2 million since last month. Eminence in Shadow is a brand new release that comes in at number 12 and managed 400,000 new downloads and $8.5 million earned via Android and iOS from both Japan and global, much of which is attributed to Japan. Heaven Burns Red comes in at number 13 with 40,000 new downloads and $8 million across Android and iOS devices. This is a Japanese exclusive and is still not yet available globally. This is an increase of $2 million over last month. At number 14 is Blue Archive, with a whopping combined total between Japan and global of 110,000 new downloads and $6.5 million across Android and iOS. This is an increase over last month's 5.5 million. And then finally at number 15 is Archeland, which just launched in Korea. Thus far, the game has managed 500,000 new downloads and $5 million across Android and iOS devices. That is a fairly solid opening for a brand new game. This was ultimately a very interesting last month, right? We saw Tower of Fantasy drop out of the top 15 after a continued decline, managing to drop from $8 million earned globally to $5 million, reaching an all-time low. We saw new games like Memento Mori see only a minor drop. NIKKE continue to push the boundaries for what we're willing to spend money on. This is going to be an interesting year. Now, if none of these games look like games that you would be interested in, then admittedly I'm a little bit confused if gachas are even going to be your thing. Regardless, I have 2 videos on screen right now that might be of interest to you. One featuring an incredible looking new gacha game releasing this year, and the other, a list of every gacha launching this month in January 2023.